Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the If You Ask Me podcast. Today, I have a special guest with me, a friend that I've known for some time now through the real estate business. So welcome, Hamest, to the If You Ask Me podcast. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you, Ben, for the intro. I'm good. Thank you.
So today, we're going to be talking real estate. You are a loan officer, correct?
I am a loan officer.
Okay,
yes.
So we want to get to know you. We want to get to know a little bit of your story. You know, what are you doing and why did you get into it? And hopefully we're going to help some people with purchasing a home, because that's what loan officers are in the business of, helping people get qualified to purchase homes.
Yes.
Probably among other things, but in this conversation, we want to help some people purchase a home. That's the goal, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for those that don't know you, because I would love for you to introduce yourself in that aspect. Who are you, Hamest?
All right, Ben. Thank you. So
Yeah.
I'm Hamest Manukian, and I am a loan officer. Been doing this for many years.
Yeah.
And love it.
Now, we've talked off camera. You said that you've been doing this for some good amount of years, which I value that because it speaks to your level of expertise.
Yes.
So do you want to touch on that side of your resume, if you will? How long have you been doing this for? So that they know, so that you guys know who's here and the value that we have, because you're really providing a lot of value just being here and sharing and having this conversation with me. And I want them to know that we have someone here that's got some great experience in this field. So can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. So this is exciting. I love this. Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome.
I've been doing this so my son is 19, going on 20 plus years. I actually started in the business when Countrywide was around. So, and that was a great thing. I learned a lot. I did actually do processing and some loan officer assistant, because I wasn't a loan officer at the time. But when my son was born, I decided I wanted to go back into the industry, but wanted the flexibility. So that was my biggest why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, and you said 20 plus years, correct?
Correct.
So you've seen a lot and you've been through a lot of experiences, right? So good ones, maybe some interesting ones, so maybe some funny ones. I would love to hear some of those stories. If you have any, if you're willing to share any, I would want to have the viewers hear some stories that with someone that wanted to purchase and they probably struggled to purchase because they probably, quote unquote, couldn't purchase, but you were able to help these people get qualified. Any stories come to mind of whether it was through your past or even just recently, or what's common knowledge out there? Because I want to help some people purchase homes, but let's talk to someone who's like, I want to buy, but I don't think I could qualify because of X, Y, Z. What you got any stories you want to share that we can inspire some people today?
Yeah, of course, Ben. So a lot of the time, there's always that fear of, I don't have good credit, or I'm not sure.
Is that one of the top fears, or one of the things that you like, the credit issue?
I would say.
Okay, cool.
Credit is number one. I've come across credit, and as you can imagine, over the years, I've come across tons of things. But for the most part, it's credit. People think they have too much debt, or maybe their credit score is not as good.
Yeah.
And what's good?
Yeah.
Like, what is good credit?
Yeah.
What is bad credit?
Yeah.
Too much debt.
Have you dealt with people that have not the best credit, and that kind of shies them away from, like, that's why I can't, but you've helped them, like, no, listen, we can help you. This is why we're here.
Yeah.
Can we touch on that? Because I know if that's one of the biggest issues, I know somebody's watching and saying, that's me.
Yeah.
I don't have the best credit, but this is our moment to help them and tell them, hey, we can help you. What's a story where you've helped someone with some poor credit, or quote unquote poor credit, and we help them, or you help them get into a good place so that they can purchase? You got a story?
Yeah. So I know a couple years back, actually, I had some clients that said, oh, no, we're not going to, purchase right now. We've actually decided to hold off because we checked our credit on Credit Karma, or they've checked their credit on some online resource, and it's, 620, and we can't buy at a 620. And I said, whoa. How do you know you can't buy at 620?
Right.
Because quite honestly, you can buy, if you have a credit score, as low as 580.
Interesting. You guys
580.
You hearing that?
You can buy a home with a credit score as low as 580.
Yeah.
And we checked their credit. Believe it or not, you guys, their credit was in the low sevens.
Wow.
Not even 620. So
crazy.
Clearly.
So this whole time they're thinking at those numbers, I can't.
Right.
And this is where you come in to save the day.
Right.
And you tell them, listen, hold on, pause. We got you. This is what you can do. And then continue.
Yeah. No, that's right. And so we checked their credit. They were in a home. I am not joking. They were in their home within 3 months.
Wow.
3 to 4 months. Because by the time we got them pre-approved,
Yeah.
they identified the home that they liked. And then now suddenly they're homeowners. And
Wow.
they thought they weren't going to be able to do this.
Imagine that.
At that time. Yeah.
So what's that feeling like when you know you have these clients that are just not up to date with the information, so they might even feel discouraged, right? We're not going to buy, we can't buy, our credit's so low. You come in and you rescue the day and you say, hold on, let me help you. That's why I'm here. Let me back you guys up. Let me package you guys up. 3 months later, here's your keys. What does that feel like? I'm assuming that must feel absolutely amazing.
Oh my God.
Does it?
It's priceless.
Yeah.
I can't label it. It's
Yeah.
just unimaginable. And it's like my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
Like I love, love, love that. And it was the best feeling because here's this couple that thinks, and I believe they had one child and one on the way.
Oh,
so
wow.
they thought they couldn't purchase. And when we did it all, they were like so grateful.
Yeah.
And I was so happy because that to me was like a gift.
Yeah.
Like I just loved it.
Yeah,
you know?
it's almost like you're literally helping people fulfill their dream, because a lot of people, their dream is to purchase a property, to purchase a home.
Yes.
And there's a lot of cases and scenarios where some people, for whatever reason, for many different reasons, they can't purchase the home right away, but they can still purchase a property like a condo.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So it might not be the house, but it can be a starting place to build towards so that you can ultimately purchase your house. So, but before we go into that, continuing with this story, the feelings, it must feel amazing. You're clearly saying it does feel amazing. How could you describe their experience when it's all said and done? Do you remember how they experienced it? Do you remember
Very
their satisfaction,
emotional.
their joy, their emotions? What do you remember about that story?
So they were super excited. They didn't even know how to thank me.
Oh, wow.
And to me, that was just doing my part, but it was so flattering because for me, it's making sure that my clients, not only I service them to exceed their expectations, but it's about that knowledge we bring to the table too, because I want to make sure they understand that, look, you couldn't buy or you thought you couldn't buy, and in 3 months you're a homeowner. Yeah. That's great. And to those out there, honestly, 580 is the lowest. I mean, that is amazing, right? You think you can't buy at 580, but you really can. You won't know till you try. Yeah. That's what I say. And I always say, guys, your first home, which is considered your starter home, be a condo, a small, property with not enough bedrooms at the moment, but that starter home actually funds your dream home.
Yep. Absolutely. 100%. There's no question that anyone, let's put ourselves, or let's continue the conversation with this type of scenario. There's someone listening, or there's people listening, and let's eliminate some people for a second. Some people know that they can purchase. They are aware of it. They have that belief. They already have a goal. They already have a team. They have someone helping. Okay, cool. We're going to leave you alone for a second. We're not talking to you.
Okay.
We're talking to more of these people that I don't know if my credit score is good enough. I don't know if I have enough saved. I don't know if I make enough. I don't know if I have too much debt. I don't know, all these different things that could get in their way, at least in their head. But the big one is this one. I don't think I'll ever be a homeowner, because I've heard people say that. I'm like, they're not. And you touched on it earlier. If I'm understanding you correctly, that this is what I thought I heard. You're also passionate about the knowledge, giving the knowledge. People need knowledge.
Correct.
So let's give them the information. But to the scenario, there's someone that just don't believe, for whatever reason, I'll never be a homeowner. I feel that it should be our job to help them in this conversation right now, in this moment. What do you say to someone that you meet or that could be watching, and they just they just telling themselves that. I don't think I'll ever be a homeowner. What do you say to someone? How do you inspire somebody like that?
How do you know? Is my question. How do you know if you haven't tried? You've got to try to be open to getting fully pre-approved, finding out, look, you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And if it's not the right time and if it's not the moment to buy, then we revisit in 3 months, 6 months. But if you don't try, you're not going to know.
Yeah. That's good. That's great. And what comes to mind is this idea that if you're watching and you get to meet someone like my guest here today, and you find out that you don't and you can't right now, it's not the end. That's actually the beginning.
I was just going to say that.
Go ahead and touch on that.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. It's starting point, right? It's having that starting point.
So just sorry to interject. Getting a no now does not mean never or ever. All that means is here's our starting point to figure out the plan to accomplish the dream.
Correct.
And people have to be told that a little bit more regularly so that they can feel that sense of encouragement, but also inspiration, but also sense of like, I can too, because you can. At the end of the day, you can. And finding out that if you can't now is okay, because we'll create a plan. This is where you come in and you help them. What does that look like when you're trying to help these people once they know that it's a no for whatever reason?
Yeah. And it's never a hard no, like you said. Yeah. It's never a hard no. It's always like, okay, here's our game plan. We're going to strategize. We're going to do this in 3 months because I need you to do X, Y, Z.
There it is.
This is something on your credit that's come up. Let's fix it.
Yeah.
A lot of times it is just credit issues that are easy fixes, but we don't know till we run the credit.
Yeah. Yeah. So for anyone that's watching, I want to take a second to really encourage you. You really need to get someone to help you look into this so that you can be in a position to start moving in the direction of accomplishing that goal or fulfilling that dream of being a homeowner. And how do you do that? Well, you reach out. Where is a good place where they could reach out to you to get more information, to get that inquiry going, to get that pre-approval process going? How do they reach out to you?
So it's so easy. I make it very easy for everyone and painless for everyone. It's either email, direct message on Instagram, phone call, text message. I answer all the time as well. So
perfect. So on the bios, we'll put all the information. So it's easy for anyone to reach out. But that's your first step, really. Like, get in contact with someone that can help you. That's why we're here. That's why you're here.
Right.
You're here to help.
Yes. And I couldn't tell you, Ben, how many people put it off. And
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
It gets put on the back burner.
Why? Why do they do that?
It's just like human nature. Like,
no, but let me take a second back. Let me ask the question. Why do people put this off?
I found that they put it off because of down payment money. That they may think that they don't have enough when there's tons of down payment assistance programs, right? We know that.
Yep.
That people just don't take advantage of because, again, back to the knowledge, they don't know. They're not aware, or maybe they know a little bit or they've heard, but it's just not enough, right? So a lot of it is credit, as we talked. And income and qualifying, affordability, right? And we could talk about that for a long time because it's always, that's what it comes down to is affordability. But at the end of the day, it's very important to know all these things and ask a lot of questions because you're not going to know until you reach out.
Right. Well, hopefully we're speaking to you because we're here to serve you. We're literally here to serve you guys, but we can't if you don't interact, if you don't reach out, if you don't allow it, right? If you keep putting it off. You know, you touched on it earlier. What's the worst that's going to happen? I don't think there's any worst scenario here.
No.
It's a situation of let's create a plan. So hopefully we'll help some people today
Yeah.
with this small, quick, to the point conversation. I want to ask you so many other questions. So let me get one too. As we touched on how long you've been doing this and why you do it. Is there any other interesting reason why people don't pursue that next step of reaching out? Is it a fear? Do you think there's a fear for some reason? A fear of does fear come into people's mind in your experience of like home purchasing? Is it scary because it's a commitment? It's 20, 30 years. Do you get a sense of that in the
Yes.
business? Like, have you noticed if people are afraid by any chance?
I do, but it's just because they don't know.
It's lack of knowledge.
It's
It
just
comes
they
down
just
to
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it is the noise around. They hear so much going on, right? Family, friends, coworkers, they're talking, their experiences and things like that. But that may not be for you. You know, it may not be that bad for you,
Yeah, right.
right? So
Right.
why wait? There's never that right time.
That was a question I was going to ask next. Is it ever too early? Is it ever too late? Timing. Let's talk about timing. What do you say to that?
Exactly that. There's never a right time. You're never going to be financially ready. You're never going to be ready to have kids, to buy a house, to, do these, milestones in your lifetime,
Yeah.
because it could be forever and you'll never accomplish it
Yeah.
until you execute.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're never going to be ready or feel ready until you actually pull the trigger and get yourself to that point of, okay, I'm going to do this, and we make it so easy to get that initial step going and then finding out if this is the right time for you.
Yeah. I love it. And I hope this is, again, helping someone, because I know it's helping someone watching, because you touched on it. There's a lot of noise and people fear, right? What they don't know. Or it just sounds scary. It feels scary. It looks scary, but it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's literally the opposite of scary. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's fun. It's great. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. So don't let fear stop you from experiencing this incredible opportunity that literally can come your way. And now it's just a matter of timing. Will it happen right away? There's only one way to find out.
Yep, exactly.
You got to make that call.
Try.
You got to reach out. You got to get that try in.
Yeah, you do.
And we'll, like you touched on it, we'll help you with a plan.
Absolutely, guys. And like Ben's saying, it's really one of those things where timing is going to be everything, but at the same time, knowledge and executing on your plan. Even if it's not a plan that's going to happen right now, if you don't start, you're not going to know. And also, too, super important is whether you feel like maybe you're self-employed or you can't qualify. How do we know? You can't say that for sure. Yeah. It'll have to come from the lender, the realtor, and we can, as a team, figure out, okay, we'll revisit this in 6 months, or 3 months, and have a strategy in place.
Let me ask you, I think, 2 questions. One is the programs that are out there to help people, if you know of any right now that are popular programs that may benefit someone, what are they? And then the second one is how many people can get on a loan if they can't do it themselves or with a spouse, because I think there's a certain limited amount of people, right? Let's try to help some people picture that you can get together and get co-signed and things of that nature. But let's just talk about programs. What programs out there that, besides the first-time buyers and any of that, like what else is out there that you are aware of that we could just help somebody that's thinking it's too hard for them? Well, did you know about this program? What would you say?
Yeah. So there's an FHA program, guys. So what is an FHA? No, it's not just for first-time home buyers. People think, oh, it's for first-time home buyers. It's not. It's really not.
Okay.
It's the program that gives you the opportunity to come in with very little out of pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it mostly geared for first-time buyers? Yes, but it's not just for first-time buyers. Okay. There's also VA program for the veteran.
Yep.
0 down for the most part.
Yep.
Like they have no down payment, option there at all. Like they can come in with down payment if they wish, but they don't have to have one. Conventional financing, That's another one, 5% down. And we can go into different, details with all these different programs. There's a lot to know.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot. Yeah.
But there's a lot out there to take advantage of. And if you don't qualify for one, you may qualify for the other.
Yep. And as far as loan, I mean, how many people can get on a loan? How many? What's the number? What's the max? Is there a max?
No, so there's really not a max per se. I mean, typically there's usually about 4, up to 4 that go on the loan. And sometimes I'll give you a quick example. Let's say husband and wife, but let's just say they don't qualify for where they want to be at. So they ask mom and dad, okay, mom and dad, would you be able to co-sign? Well, let's say mom and dad own their own home. That's okay. They can be considered non-occupant co-signers
Nice.
and help, their son and daughter-in-law purchase or other family members for that matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's options. And you're in great hands when you reach out to learn more about those options. So one more time, where can they reach you to inquire, to ask questions? What do you have your best route? Like, it's a social media or is it the email? One last time, tell the people where they can reach you to get some help. What do you tell them?
Okay, guys, you could reach me on Instagram at Hamest Loan Officer altogether. You can reach me on my cell phone, 323-712-3551. My email is my first name, period, last name, which is going to be HAMEST, period, MANOUKIAN at, and the initials are NAFINC.com. Or you could just DM me on Instagram and message me there.
Well, there you have it. That's as practical as it gets. It's not that complicated. It's not that difficult. It might be scary, but it's not. We touched on that. Part of our purpose is to really get you to take the next step.
Yep.
Make the call, reach out, send the email. This is why we are here. We are here to serve you. And there's only one way we can do that is if you allow us to do that, because that's our end goal here is to service you so we can celebrate your experience with purchasing a home. One of your recent posts on social media, you asked the question. What was the question? Do you remember?
Are you ready to purchase a home?
Are you ready to purchase a home? Are you ready to purchase a home? Because if you're not, we're here to help you to get you ready. What's your answer to that question? You could talk to the viewers.
Okay.
You ask them and tell them your answer.
Are you ready to purchase a home is like such a broad question, right? But it's just kind of narrowing it down. Literally, I would need, and if you are ready, I would need 3 to 4 things from you guys. 3 to 4 things. Literally, that's it, documentation-wise. So and most of the time people nowadays have, access to bank statements online, pay stubs online, W-2s online, and really that's about all I'll need with a copy of your driver's license and social. So 3 to 4 pieces of documentation, and that's going to get you literally to that next step.
So one more time, break it down. You said a few things, right?
4 things. To make it streamlined, super easy for everyone, it's pay stubs for the last 30 days, W-2s from your employer for the last 2 years, bank statements for only 2 months, 2 months all pages, and a copy of your ID and social. That will get the process started.
And a trick question, how much does it cost?
Oh my God, I love that question. $0. $0. So now I'm going to ask the question, what are you waiting for?
That's it. There's no excuses, guys. It's cost nothing to get information, to get the knowledge, because knowledge is power. And we want to empower you with information, the right information, so that you don't live this life thinking, well, my credit score is like the example you touched on earlier. My credit score is in the low 7s or what was it?
6s. And it was like actually 7.
Right.
I don't remember.
Like
710.
What if you're in that scenario? What if you keep telling yourself, well, I don't think. Listen, let's eliminate that.
Yep.
Let's know where you're at. And that's what we're here to serve you. So let's wrap it up with any final comments or thoughts on anything we touched on. Would you like to say anything or comment anything, or what are some of your final thoughts?
Well, I would just say if you have the slightest feeling that you're ready, just pull the trigger and get it done. And Ben and I are here to help you guys. Honestly, we have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and we want to share it with all of you. So you're not renting and throwing money away every month. You're actually putting it towards good use, building generational wealth, and really just starting that main thing, which is pulling the trigger and buying that first property. Perhaps it might be a condo, perhaps it might be a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath home, but it's a starting point to your dream home.
Couldn't say it any better. My final thoughts on this would be make the call, take the action. You know where to reach. You can. She's given her contact information. It's going to be on the bio descriptions and all that. And if you do, and I hope you do, let us know what that story is like. We want to hear what that was like. Hey, we did make the call. Hey, we did reach out, and look at our story now. We're beginning the process. We're beginning the journey, or we got a pleasant surprise. We actually do qualify for something when the whole time we thought we didn't. We want to hear those stories because it'll inspire other people to do the same. Right. So if you find any value in any of this, let us know. We would like to continue to build that community of support for you guys. And here's what you can do to help us. If you're finding any value, just like, subscribe, comment, share, do any of those things to help get the word across that we're creating this platform to help you in all different aspects of life. But in this particular conversation, one of my lights went out. That's the cue to wrap it up. In this particular case, we're talking with the subject of real estate and getting loans and getting approved so that you can purchase a home. So we hope you found value in it. We hope that it was informative and ultimately it inspires you to take action because that's what we want to do. And at the end of the day, we're here. We're here for you. We're here to serve you. So thank you for your time. Thank you, Hamest, for coming today and blessing me with your time. Yeah, sorry for that my light went out. Yep, I'm
and it's the one that was facing me.
Well, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.